You point your finger at them, but they would say, look, we're helping the Gambian people. Why would you attack us?
Where did they help us?
They would say that they are giving food aid. They would say that they're giving budgetary support, a whole range of things that the IMF, the World Bank, the EU would say they want to partner with you in.
They're not helping me. If the West refund to Africa what they have looted for the past 400 years, plus 25 interest, they're not giving us any aid. They're giving us back something that is infinitesimal compared to what they have taken from us. So they're not giving me any aid. They're not giving me any favors. They don't give me back what they've taken for 400 years and see whether I'll ask them for anything. So they're not giving me aid. In fact, that's even an insult. If you take a bull and then give me only the horns, and you tell me you're helping me, that's an insult.
Is that one of the reasons why you like to point the finger at the West so much? Because deep down you think they haven't repaired and recompensed Africa for what they've taken out over all these years?
No, that's not the reason. The reason is that the West has only been ungrateful. Abject poverty drove Europeans to Africa, and they exploited it for 400 years. In those years, there has never been any election. There were no parliamentary systems. After 400 years of looting Africa, they turn around. Some of us have to take up arms and kick them out. Now they come around and give us lectures about democracy and human rights, when in their own countries there's no democracy. Where's the democracy for blacks in UK or blacks anywhere in Europe? Now the so-called skinheads or neo-Nazi or the far right, if they were in Africa or in the Gulf state, they'd be called terrorist organizations. And why are they not being called terrorist organizations and be dealt with? And they espouse the same hatred that extremists also espouse towards humanity. They're all both, be it Islam, those who call themselves Islamic extremists or those neo-Nazis and skinheads, they are all anti-human. They hate humanity. So why are those in the third world called terrorists and being bombed, and those in the West, the KKK in the United States of America, are called far-right and white supremacists? Supremacy against who? So I'm not anti-West. I'm anti their hypocrisy and their racism.
Your critics and critics of today's African leaders would say that most countries now have reached their golden jubilee. Your own country celebrates 50 years of independence in 2015, and they would say the fault is with you post-independence leaders because you have been in control for 5 decades. What would you say to that?
The British have been here for 400 years. They never taught us democracy. We never had one Gambian be a member of the British Parliament or the colonial parliament. And that's why up to today, Gambia, I have to build a National Assembly. The first time in the history of this country that the National Assembly is being built. The British never built a high school in this country in 400 years. So what is there for them to teach me? They came to my country. There's a place around the Atlantic coast where 5 p.m., if you go there, they arrest you and lock you up, a black man, in our own country. So, more than 1,000 years up to now, the West has never been democratic. And up to today, they are not democratic, because if democracy is anything to go by, you have to respect the will of the people. Who do they think they are that they have to teach Africans how to be democratic when we have never colonized anybody? So this issue of Western democracy is a fallacy. It doesn't exist. How many blacks are killed in UK and no investigation is done? If a black man is accused of killing a white man, in 24 hours he will be in a court. Typical example. When the people rose up against the system because of police brutality in London, David Cameron called them gangsters and whatever. But when, and you can see the reaction, but when two black men killed a soldier, they were asking for the death penalty. Can you see the difference? The black man